What's up mga papi?
So, ayun, for today, this is just gonna be about Xiangjian. It's a deck that I really enjoy, and I'm gonna put timestamps so that you can skip to whichever parts you want to see. And the first part is going to be an introduction because we have to know what the cards do, so that you guys can understand how the deck functions. Okay, so let's go over it really quickly. This guy, Moye. This is the best starter, I would say. Although you need to have a worm in hand, just kind of like a 1.5 combo every time. Next one is Taie, which is also a starter, but you need something in grave, either a Xiangjian or a worm monster. Next is the Keras of the deck, which is Long Yuan, the Tactician. It's basically Keras, like you just discard and then you summon a token. All of these guys summon tokens, by the way. And then this one is Shenshen, Swordmaster of the Olisar Iris. It's not the best. It's not a starter, but it's like situational. Dragon Sword appears. This is the Rota of the deck. Basically, you can add any monster, so any of these. Next is Xiangjian Men, which is the Reborn, and this guy is the Sudden Shift, which pops a worm that you control and 2 cards your opponent controls. So those are really good, and then these are basically just other stuff. We're not gonna go over the deck profile because it's not a deck profile. It's gonna be a combo video. This Chi is it's their Synchro 8, which is ridiculously good because it's an imperm every single turn, and it also searches when it's synchro summoned. It searches anything really, so you can search the Rota, the Reborn, the Sudden Shift, or a monster. Then the next one is Cheng Ying, which is kind of like Colossus in terms of protection. Banish 1 card from your graveyard instead, and then its other effect is that it gains 100 attack for each attack and defense, obviously, for each banished card, and then monsters your opponent controls lose 100 attack and defense for each banished card as well. And the good part is that if a card is banished, you can banish 1 card each from your opponent's field or graveyard. So this is basically fan, but it's not targeting, so it can out a lot of things. And yeah, I mean, that's really good. So number 1, you can trigger this off of Shenshen or Sudden Shift if your Chi banishes something to negate a monster. If you're playing kind of like a pure board, then obviously you can trigger this. If Shenshen is on the field, then something gets banished, you can trigger this. Obviously, if this is attempted to be destroyed by your opponent, you can banish something to protect it, and then obviously you can trigger the effect after that. And then the other one, this isn't really part of the archetype, but Baroness is very, very important for this deck because this is like your protection. So that being said, let's move on to the combos. Okay. Whoops. Replace. So this is a 1-card combo. It's not gonna be amazing, obviously, but you activate the Rota, you search Taie, and this could be Moya as well, but like you need 1 for that, so that's a 1.5 card combo. So this, you go for Chi, and then the good thing about this is you can chain block. So chain link 1 Chi and chain link 2 Taie, which it has another effect which dumps. So basically, chain link 1, chain link 2, you can dump and safely search with this, obviously unless they have Imperm or Veiler. And you go ahead and add Sudden Shift. So obviously it's just a 1-card combo, you have 4 other cards in hand, but if you have this and nothing else, like 4 hand traps or something like that, then you at least have 1 Imperm like effect and also a Sudden Shift, which is like a Destroy 2. So that's pretty good. Next, 1 card Shenshen. So it's the same thing. You start with this, add Taie, then you summon the Taie, banish, and then you activate the effect of the spell. When it's banished, increase the level. That's gonna make it 5, and then you can do Shenshen. And this one obviously is going to send. You can send Vishuddha or the other Tenyi, which recurs. So yeah, you can send anything really. It depends on what you have in hand. It's obviously not great, but Shenshen is one hell of a card, so that's something to consider. 1.5 card combo. This is through Moye. And the reason why it's 1.5 again is obviously Moya needs something to reveal, right? So Moya is going to need to have a worm or a Xiangjian card in your hand to be able to function. So let's start that off. You normal summon, activate the effect, and then this. So You can see again it's chaining 1, chaining 2. So with that, I think you should be starting to notice a pattern here. Something that a lot of people don't realize is this archetype isn't easily ashable. This guy doesn't summon from deck. It summons a token like from out of nowhere, and then you can summon Chisha right away. So if they don't have Veiler or Imperm or Gamma, you can safely search with this because you can chain block. This guy draws for no reason. Like, it's already good because it's a starter, but then when it's sent to the grave as synchro material, it also draws. So that's really, really good. And then, nope, free draw. And then this is the one that you search, obviously. And then you pitch the card that you revealed off of Moye, which you can, obviously, because Long Yuan can discard any Xiangjian or Worm monster. So you do that, and you summon a token. This is level 6, this is a level 4. And you can get to your Baroness. Obviously, if you want to play pure, you can also put the Cheng Ying instead of Baroness, but you want to be able to protect yourself as well. This is the safer play. And yeah, that one burns, so that's a good thing to note because burning is really good because like with time rules, especially with in real life events coming back, it's going to be very, very important, I feel like. Next, Taie. 1 card combo Taie, but this one is going to be starting with this. So it's 1.5 card combo, so you do that. Banish, search. So again, this could basically be Moye as well. I'm just showing you that obviously you can do the same thing with when you start with the spell. Search the Shenshen Min. And this is the good thing about this, right? Like this guy dumps. So this combo shows off that even if you have just 1 card, like this is your starting card, you can actually search Taie and then don't use the effect of this so that you can go to Qishao. Qishao is going to be able to search this, the reborn Xiangjian Men, and then you can reborn whatever is dumped by Taie. So you know it's kind of like a neat interaction that you have to take note of. So now you summon Moye and you have again it's a 1.5 card combo. You need a Worm or Xiangjian in hand, which obviously isn't really that hard to have. So you have a thingy there. Reveal that and you summon a token, and then you go ahead and make Dragite, and then this one draws obviously for free. That's pretty much it. Nothing to say there. Not that big of a board, but keep in mind you have 3 other cards in hand, and then you drew 1 as well. So it's pretty cool. Now we get to the juicy part. The 3 card combos is really where the deck shines, and obviously 3 card combos. It sounds steep, right? It sounds steep, but the thing is, it's really not that hard to get to. So let's go ahead and see what it does. Normal summon Moye, and okay, the thing why I normal summon Moye first is because you want to be able to reveal this because you're gonna be summoning it anyways, or reveal this. But basically, you want to be able to reveal something before you go ahead and use Long Yuan to dump, because this is gonna be dead if you didn't have any other cards. So summon a token, and then now you Long Yuan. The reason why I do Long Yuan here is because I am used to summoning Baroness either on the 3rd or the 5th summon. In this case, it's gonna be the 5th summon. But this is going to be a replay where you go Cheng Ying instead, so that it really wouldn't have mattered, but it's just nice to be able to sequence it that way. Because I think it's the correct way. So this one, you summon out the Cheng Ying if you want to play the pure route. And then obviously that burns. And then you go ahead and summon Qishao. Qishao, Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2. Again, obviously you should do that always. And you free draw. And then you search so you can revive. Again, you pitched the Taie off of Long Yuan. So that is really cool because you can then just search this to summon back the Taie and then activate its effect. So you can see here what's gonna happen is you're gonna revive that. You're gonna banish the spell and then summon a token, activate the effect of the spell, make it level 5, and then summon Shenshen basically. And obviously you can dump as well. The good thing about this dump is it's your follow-up. Like you can banish something off of Qishao, banish one of these, whichever one you want, and then Ashuna can basically get that on your next turn. Obviously, when you have a non-effect monster on the field, which you're bound to have, especially if you have like Redshift or another starter or something of that nature. So next is this is the safe route basically. So again, it's a 3 card combo, but you don't necessarily need those all 3 specifically because you also have the Rota. So basically, any access to 3 of them. And in the deck profile, obviously you saw that we play 3 of each, so it's really not that hard to get. Summon Moye, reveal. I think I revealed this because I'm gonna use it anyway. So now you use Xiangjian. This is the part where they can Ash, obviously. So there you go. Xiangjian dump Tae. It's kind of the same thing. So this is where the safe route that I said earlier was gonna be coming into play. So now you summon Baroness as your 5th. So you're not worrying about Nibiru. And obviously, if you get hit with like an imperm, we can obviously choose to negate that with Baroness if they imperm your Chi or something like that. So it's up to you. So chain blocks, chain 1, chain 2, and then obviously you draw for free, and then that guy searches. Same thing, summon out Tae effect, banish the spell, and then, you know, make it level 5, and then now you have a Shenshen. And there you go. The reason why I dropped this, it's something that you can drop as well, so that you can banish it off of Chi, and then when it's banished, you get to summon a token for free. So that's pretty good. This is just another test hand. And yeah, let's just see how it goes. Test hand, so you just search. Again, we pretty much have access to most of everything here. And the thing is, you get the Baroness on 3, so you're safe from the bureau. So again, long you want, pitch something, summon Baroness. And then that, obviously don't forget the burn, because that means something. So Tae, you do that, and then banish. I think I don't use the spell effect here. Yes, so you go chain block. This is where I get the Xiangjian Men to be able to revive the Moye that I'm going to dump. Yeah, exactly. So Moye is going to be dumped. You get the Xiangjian Men. Xiangjian Men revives Moye, which you can reveal something to be able to summon a token. And you can basically do any Synchro 8 at this point. You can have this, because this also works, obviously. It's a worm as well, so you can pop it with sudden shifts. Keep that in mind. And even though it's not a negate, it banishes, you know, so, and it doesn't really target. So it's actually decent in some scenarios. So okay, and then obviously you draw for free. So that's pretty much it. Those are pretty much the combos. You can just go back and rewatch them however much you want. And now let's look at a replay. So this is a match that I played. First, I search, and you can see here we have access to all 3, and then we have obviously the Vealer as well. So first thing that I do is that to be able to reveal something, just so I keep my hand knowledge not, you know, too revealed. And you summon that, and then obviously you don't want to go for Chi right away. You want to be able to protect yourself. Obviously we can see the hand, and he doesn't have a hand trap, but you want to be able to play safe. And again, I would like to reiterate, none of the plays so far is Asha Ball aside from this guy. And if they did Ash that, then you still have pretty much everything still. Yeah, so this is 4 summons. And then you go ahead and summon Baroness as your first. So at this point, you're already safe from the bureau, and you use that to burn. Use these 2 to chain block. That's the free draw, but we're lucky we drew another Veiler because we're good. And then you get the revive, summon a Tae. Again, it's pretty much the same combo, but now it's going to be in action. So banish that, and summon a token. Activate the effect to be able to bring out Shenshen. Alright. Now, this is going to dump... it's Adhara, not Ashuna. Oops. Adhara. So I dump Adhara here because I am looking to get follow-up in the next turn. So I can banish either of these 3. And I can add those back with Adhara because I'm going to be able to have a token anyways. So, yep. So his turn, he sets 1 and he activates Aruha. So I let that go. I don't think I should like negate that. And then obviously this is going to summon. The reason why I'm letting this go is because I have 2 Vealer. So anything that he summons and tries to link my monster away, because he's going to summon the blue guy with the 3000 defense, and he's going to try to link summon. But I have Vealer in hand. I mean, I have these 2 as well anyways. So again, your end board is like 3 cards in hand and 2 interruptions with follow-up because Baroness can summon. And Adhara as well from the graveyard, plus Shenshen, which is a floodgate. And Shenshen already kills a lot of decks. In this case, it's not backed by Sudden Shift or Chuche, but it's still pretty good. So he activates the effect, tries to link off with Shenshen, then obviously we Vealer that. And then he's going to link off here, I'm pretty sure. Yep. And then he sets 1. Obviously his hand wasn't great, but yeah. So now, we banish here. The reason why I banish in end phase is because I want to add this back. I just want to add this back in the next turn. So I banish it even though it doesn't do anything, because this guy's effect is only during my main phase. So it doesn't do anything, but it gets this in the grave. So next turn, we draw Vishuddha, which is cool. That's a worm in hand. So you search, there you go. And you normal summon, make a token. Now that you have a token, a lot of stuff are live, right? This is live, this is live. So yeah. Activate that, add back the Long Yuan. And then I can make Dragite. The reason why I made Dragite is because I want to have more negates. I would like to hold this for Nibiru, and then this I would like to hold for the track card that he has set. And then Long Yuan pitch. Make a token, and then now that it's in grave, I didn't activate it yet because I wanted to pitch it off of Long Yuan. You can obviously add this, you can banish that from hand. You can banish this card from your hand or graveyard. But I want to be able to pitch it first since, you know, it works in the graveyard anyways. So banish through the turn, and he just lets it go. Because, I mean, he just loses at this point. So, make Cheng Ying. Yeah, and then I think I'm attempting to go to battle phase here, and then obviously he has to activate it in the main phase. So he tries to activate it. And I chain Chi-Chao, banishing something. And yeah, it's pretty much game, because like you just have to attack here. Again, this is really chunky. This is really chunky, because, you know, it gains 100 for each banished card. And right now there's 3. So the plus 1000 here, minus 1000 here, that's 2000 damage increase for no apparent reason. And then obviously Shenshen effect to activate. At this point it doesn't matter, but it can obviously come up. You banish Adhara, you just put it back with Shenshen. And then in the next turn, you make a token. Adhara, you can just get back anything that you want. So again, it has follow-up. It's not as certain as Virtual World, but it still works. And that's basically game. It wasn't a best of 3, but you know, that's just to showcase you what the deck can do. It's kind of resilient. Pretty mid-rangey because you don't end with a lot of negates. You end with like 2 most of the time on the board. It's usually this and this, and then if the hand is godly, you can go Shenshen. If you have a godly hand and you get interrupted, you can still end on this. So yeah, it's pretty much it. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one.